Hey y'all, it's Marika aka Brooklyn Betty. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome in if you're new here. I'm still kind of new here and we're just going to jump in today. I kind of have like a short but sweet, simple but significant pitch happening today. I moved 90% of my stuff uptown, baby, if y'all have been following along. And the process was actually very seamless. Like, I made it to be a lot more disastrous than it was. And it also was a little disheartening to the Mr. Krabs in me because they literally moved all of my stuff out in like 30 minutes and came uptown, and I feel like the whole ordeal might have taken like an hour. So paying 400 and something dollars for an hour worth of work, like, I'm gonna let you finish because the price is the price at the end of the day. But I wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about my selective frugalness, because we know it's selective. Like, I will pay for the things, but it's just certain things that I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't know if I really want to pay for that. But what brings me here today, we are all gathered here today. But no, I really battle with seasonal depression. I feel like a lot of people do. And the way that I usually escape and like overcome the winter is going to the gym. Like, I'm a stairmaster warrior. If you're looking for cardio that's gonna help you like enhance your curves but not make you like super slim, like if you just wanna like tone up, the stairmaster is the way to go. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it feels like death on a stick to just be walking up them stairs, but it really does the body good if you go like 3 to 4 times a week. And I've been seeing on Instagram the girls on there for like 30 minutes, and I cannot do. I do about 15 to 20 minutes on the Stairmaster and then do like some weight training and like calisthenic stuff. But any hoodles, the gym does a body good, but from my mental and creative space, I really like to go to like art galleries and stuff, and like even go like vintage looking and thrift looking, not necessarily buying stuff, but just seeing like the inspo. Like, I like to go to like the curated spots like a Beacons and a L Train. Well, L Train is not the L Train that's in that I had tagged on, I think, my second video in, what is it? It's in Bushwick. That one is more of a curated situation. And the urban jungle that's next to it is a more of a chaos sitch. But Beacons, like, I love the curation there. They kind of have like a show window, so it kind of like sums up what the trend is going to be. So it's kind of really like a cheat code for forecasting the trends and stuff like that. So sometimes I like a curated situation because it's giving me visual merch. But lately I have really been like underwhelmed with like the fashion scene. Like, not gonna lie, I like to follow certain girls who like search for links like when I feel like I'm being lazy. So it's kind of like a cheat code. Like, oh, what so and so posting as far as like what to buy today. It's Oh Hey K. She always has a link. Like, if you're looking to like just see what is popular, I love her for that reference, as well as Buy Me Chanel. And I'll put everybody's deets here. But these two ladies I love to follow for the links, because it's kind of like I don't really have to do much rummaging around. Like, not necessarily that I'm going to buy everything, but it's just interesting to see like what other people are interested in when you need some inspo. But lately, normally, like, I'm a website warrior. Like, I be on Google just Googling random things. And as we have already gotten out of the way, that I'm basically like insanity when it comes to coats. Like, I love a good coat and I love footwear. So I'm always searching like statement coats or like abstract coats, or like just the type of coats that I like, just to see like what's new. And lately my results been coming up nil. Ain't been nothing out here, child. So in the spirit of shopping our closets and, just building upon things that we already have, I'm going to do a little DIY with y'all today, because not that I needed another coat, but I really felt like I didn't have any inspo as far as like new coats. Like, there's nothing like really riveting, nothing that's moving me. Usually certain brands, they'll have like just something new that you can look at or something that you can be inspired by. And I haven't really been seeing that. Of course, we all know that the luxury brands, the prices have been going up, but the quality is just not there. So it's not really a good time to invest in like luxury pieces. And then the regular stores like our Zara's that we love and our Mangoes, like, they are just down the rabbit hole of polyester. Like, Nothing is cotton, nothing is silk, nothing is like real leather. It's very far and few in between. And when we spend our coins, we kind of want our coinage to like travel. We want it to go a little further than what it's been doing. So my inspiration today has been basically something that I already have. So I've been packing and, going through the process of elimination of the things that I want to sell and donate. And this baby here, as y'all can see, my best friend, I've been chilling, waiting in the cut, waiting for me to introduce her. So I had got this coat from Depop. Let me see if I can drag her. Oh, without killing her. I had got this coat from Depop some years ago, and I think she was like $20 or $25. And the craziest thing is that one of my followers on Instagram, shout out to you, girl, she has sent this to me, like sent me the link. Like, girl, this looks like it's so you, and I just wanted to share this with you. And I love a tweed nubby situation. And everybody that was in my coat video, like, I don't know why the stuff is so close, like we can't really see it. And I provided like the pictures of me wearing. But my thing is, if you haven't noticed already, is the details and the texture. So when people show me a coat or something from far away, I can't get into the fabric, child. So from far away, I feel like our sister Rita that was just back here, I feel like you couldn't really see her details. You couldn't really get into what sis was giving. But it's a tweed herringbone, nubby. When I say nubby, it's like feely, and then it has like the colors in here. I love a tweed that has that. So basically, at one point, I loved this coat and I would wear it all the time. But now, for whatever reason, and I don't think I got taller, but or maybe I just like a more roomier fit now, because oversized and stuff is all of the rage. And at one point, like being snatched and form fitting and stuff, that was the thing. But now, for the sake of oversized stuff and just cozy and wanting to be comfy, it fits a little bit too tight in the sleeves for my liking, right? So what I wanted to do was revamp this coat. Like, I haven't been wearing it because it wasn't as roomy as I would like it to be. And I know y'all like, well, what you gonna do with it, sis? So I want to change the sleeves up on her. I'm gonna change the sleeves up on her. I have some options. I'm gonna show y'all. Give me a sec. All right. So if anybody knows or doesn't know, I'm a big quilted girl. Like, I love a quilted something. So I had got these liner pants years ago, and you can get these from like the Army and Navy store, or you could get them from eBay, and they're like pretty cheap and affordable, like $15, $20 on eBay. And you can get these for pretty affordable prices. They basically were like for the soldiers and stuff to wear underneath their army stuff when they go places that's cold. So these are kind of like a high level long john, glorified long john, but I wear them like as a jogger. Like, you can definitely wear them outside, like it's fine. And this pair I had held on to for a very long time, and I had grew out of them. Like, these you can actually see, like, it got the men's crotch and everything, child. Like, to go to the bathroom, like, I ain't have no business wearing these, but I wore these outside, like with the long sweatshirt over, so it's covering the crotches part. But now they're just a little bit too small for me, so I held on to them because I never see them in red, and red is like really just stupendous. It's like spectacular in this. It's quilted. The material is very soft. We have the ribbing on the bottom of these pants, right? Of these pants. Let's say it again, of these pants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and use it as the sleeves of my new coat. So we're going to take the sleeves off of our bra and use these pants as the sleeve for the jacket now. So I hope y'all can hear me because I put the mic down. But just so y'all can get the little visual of what I'm thinking. And you put the leg on, and then this is going to give me much bagginess that I want. It's giving me the oversized, and it's giving me extreme length because this is a pant leg that's on my arm. So if you don't know how to sew, or if you're a beginner sewer, I highly recommend that you can go right onto YouTube, on where we at, YouTube University, and get some beginner pointers on how to sew. because I think it's really beneficial for anybody who's into fashion to like know at least the basics, how to put on a button, how to hem something, just small things, like, because it adds up. Like, people are always like, oh yeah, you go to the thrift stores or you go to regular stores and you go take it to the tailor so that they can hem whatever, and it does add up. It gets really expensive. That first pair of plaid pants that I had got when I had took y'all along vintage shopping with me. He charged me like $20 or $25 to take in the waist, and it literally, if I would have did it not being lazy, like, it would have taken me at least like the most 20 minutes. So that's really a lot, and people are really going to capitalize off of their know-how and their ability. I am fully on board with that. Like, you have a skill, like, charge them, let them, make them pay like they weigh. But yeah, so we're gonna do that. So yeah, I'm just excited. So between these two colors, I just felt like the red was just a little bit more showy. Like, you know your audience. Like, I know who I am, so I wanted to do the red on the brown. And I've actually been really liking like red and brown pairings for like the fall and the winter, so that works. And then I also just have a lot of other brown coats, so it was just like, switch it up. Like, what's gonna make this different from any of the other like brown or tan coats that I have? But yeah, like, I've been seeing this lately, like this inspiration, and I can't remember what the brand is, but I'll put it here. And they have like, it's like a camel color coat, and then the sleeves are like denim. So, like, I've been seeing that this has been a thing. Like, this is not anything new, like, that the jacket is one thing and then the sleeves is another thing. But I've just personally never done it. And I wanted to keep this coat because it was either I'm going to revamp it or I'm going to sell it. And I really wanted to keep it because I haven't seen another nubby, because I haven't seen another coat like this. Like, to be honest, when I'm selling something or donating something, I'm always looking up on the World Wide Web, like, hey, can I get this again? Because, how people have buyer's remorse. I have seller's remorse. Like, can I get this back since I decided to get rid of it? And I haven't seen anything else like this on the internet. Not saying that it's not going to pop back up, but, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And then I could always keep the sleeves and put them back on if I want to change it back out. But right now, I'm really looking for like that roomy look. And adding these pants onto here is going to give me that roomy look with the sleeves. So let's do it. I'm not going to go through step by step on how to do this because I'm just not teaching a sewing class here. I'm just giving y'all the ideas of, using your closet to repurpose things and make new things out of the old things that you love and make those things like lovable again. Because I actually like really love this coat and I will wear it all the time. And then I was just like, these sleeves is tight like a tiger now, just because I've been wearing like oversized stuff. So it feels really tight, but yeah. So if you look on YouTube, I'm pretty sure that it'll be like a pattern or a way to make a pattern for a sleeve. But I'm going to just eyeball it because I've been sewing for years. I'm not going to make the pattern for the sleeve. But basically this hip part is going to become the sleeve of the shoulder cap, basically, of the sleeve. And then I'm gonna like shrug it up so that it can be like, an oversized sleeve that I could just push up and be cute. It's gonna give the perfect balance of like tailored and sporty, or like tailored and cash. And I love that because that means you could dress it up or dress it down. So it's definitely like a duality in this. And I need to be able to style things different ways. I need to be able to repurpose. So this right here alone, of course, we can do like our tailored and really gussied up stuff and then dress it down and make it more casual. But adding this sleeve on here is going to make it a very much like sporty and like dual piece. And I'm super excited about it. I feel like I'm going to be obsessed with this. You're not going to be able to take this coat off my back. But let's go to the sewing machine. So first things first, we turning our coat inside out. I usually stay away from like doing anything with the liner because I just don't like putting them back together. But for this, I'm going to A, make an exception, and B, it's the, again, it's the inside that like nobody's really seeing, so I really don't mind this. But once you take the liner out of this, since it's like vintage and so well made, I can just sew it along with the new sleeve that I'm gonna put in. But this is actually a very tedious process. So I'm going to do this and then come back and show y'all the next steps. So that took forever just to get the lining detached from the inside. And look how they were committed to their strong shoulders. They got some little styrofoam situation in here. And now I gotta rip out and take apart and get all of these flakes out of here. But just look at the inside of a vintage garment. Like our normal modern day stuff could never, ever. So I took off this lining, and then now I need to take off the rest around the cuff. This is taking way longer than I expected because it's just constructed so well. Like the stitching is really tight. Like this wasn't just gonna fall apart on its own. Like you really need to like be intentional about taking this apart. And this is why I like vintage stuff, because the quality is just there. Like it's just like the same as like modern cars versus like a vintage car. Like mostly you get in an accident with a vintage car, it's going to tear into the new model like a can opener. And it's the same thing with vintage fabrics. And that's why I'm really like fond about vintage stuff, because they put so much care and handcraft into their pieces. Like all of this spacing that it has on here to make sure that the cuff stays like sturdy. It's so good. But this is a beautiful coat. Like it's beautiful on the inside and out. All right, I'll be back again. 175 billion business months later. So this is also a cheat code that I forgot to mention. That once you take the sleeve off, you can actually, like if you have fabric, you can actually just trace around the sleeve and add like maybe an inch or a half an inch around space, so you have enough space to sew, opposed to like going on YouTube and trying to figure out how to make a sleeve pattern. Once you cut the sleeve off of the actual jacket or whatever you're making, you can use that as a pattern as well. But just make sure you add enough space that when you sew it together, you have room or whatever. This is quite a tedious process, and this is why I don't be sewing. But also, once you take the sleeve out, if you're a vest girl, you can always just leave it at that. Like, oh, I don't want it to be a coat anymore. I'm just going to have it as a vest. And that could be a thing too. But I do actually own like the coat vest situation, and I realize that I don't really be wearing those. But it is a great alternative because whatever sleeve you have on under the coat becomes the coat sleeve. So that's a great variation as well, because now if I wear a hot pink sweater or a purple sweater, like that becomes the sleeve of the coat. Like it's a vest, but it's basically given the same thing. If you don't want it to be more of a permanent situation and just sewing a new sleeve on here, you could always just make it into a coat vest and then have your sleeves pop out whatever color sleeves you're gonna wear. All right, so the sleeves are off, and if you are a non-sewer or you just don't really care to sew, it's too cumbersome for you, which I understand. I usually like to listen to an audiobook or something like that when I sew, so it's kind of like dual action. But you can stop right here. Like if you I want to revamp, I just want something new, but I don't want to sew on no new sleeves, because again, whatever sleeves you wear under here will become part of your coat, or whatever you want to do. But I'm going to go ahead and sew the sleeves on because I'm just not a big vest girl. If we wanted to wear it as a vest, this is how it would look. You could do like a leather jacket under here to make the sleeves leather, or whatever material you want to do. It's kind of fun if you want to keep it as a vest, but I love a coat stitch. So I'm going to move forward with the sleeves part, but this is actually really cute. I love this. Just another revamp idea. So I cut my liner pans down the middle so that I can start creating this sleeve situation. And like I said, you can use this sleeve that you cut from your coat in order to make the pattern. Like basically I would just take this and trace it out around so that I can fit it back into the coat, which is the ideal situation. But I mean, honestly, I don't really like the way the sleeve was constructed. It was kind of like a puckled, kind of like a Victorian puffy style sleeve, and I don't really want that. This sleeve is just like way too big at the top for me, so I'm just gonna figure it out and like ease it into the coat the way I want to do it. And again, I've been sewing for a long time, so I can basically finagle how to do this. But if you're a beginner, you want to follow the sleeve that you took out so that it can fit back in perfectly. But yeah, I'm just going to work with this a little bit because the sleeves was just designed in a way that I don't want. So I'm gonna finagle around with this, cut this liner apart so that it can fit within the coat. Not gonna lie, my mind is blown as to why I decided to do a sleeve swap because in high school, I think that was like the worst thing I was graded on, like fitting a sleeve into the socket because it's just so hard to get in there. Like you have to kind of like scrunch up the fabric so that it can fit in the armhole. So the fact that I'm doing this is insane because it's 10 times harder than when you have like your own pattern or something that you're making opposed to when you're revamping something. And I think the easier way to do it, if you were to want to, like, say for instance, you want to do this with one of your coats, take the sleeves out and then go to the tailor and have them do it. Like, do some of the work for them so that they're not charging you to like open up the liner and take the sleeves off and all of that. So at least you giving them kind of like a head start. I feel like most of the day for me doing this project was taking off the sleeves and trying to cut the fabric for the pants to make sure it fits in there. So the easiest part is actually sewing it. It just takes a little while to have it fit in the space, especially with this because these pants weren't like supposed to be in here. So oh my god, look at our girl all glowed up. She got her hair done, nails done, everything did. It's giving Ricky Lake makeover. And I love her. Like she came out really good. And I'm just so proud of me because I literally did this in a day and like I just be wrestling with procrastination for whatever reason. Like I literally could just do the things, but I just be playing around and I don't understand why I do it. But literally the lesson in this whole sitch that I was doing is to basically always reach for the light, always find the light because the fashion outlets and the fashion houses, they might not always do it for us, but it's up to us to tap into our well of creativity and just try new things. We should always be evolving and enhancing and excelling in whatever it is that we do and we love. And we buy these quality pieces and these vintage pieces and these statement pieces for preparation for the future, right? But we're never going to be the same person. I'm not going to be the same person tomorrow. I'm not the same person I was last year. I'm definitely not the same person that I'll be next year. So we always got to like challenge ourselves to like do something new. Like if the old thing isn't working, wear the dress backwards if you're tired of wearing it the way you was wearing it to the front. Cut the wide leg jeans to make some wide leg jorts. Cut the sleeves off the thing. Drop top the thing. Like, don't be afraid to always be experimenting because we have to be like a student of our craft, right? We always have to be learning and growing and just challenging ourselves, right? So that's what this was. And if you're not a sewer, you could always just go to the tailor and have them change whatever it is for you. Or if you're not a sewer and you want to learn and grow this year, take up a sewing class. Like this year, I'm definitely going to do like a ceramics class because art stuff just really helps fuel like everything else for me. Like it helps expand my creative wealth. And I think we should just always be growing, just always learn a new skill, just always try something new because it's just a waste of effort to like lose the passion for something. I think we should always be learning to love the things that we really love or the hobbies that we're really into on a deeper level. Like always try to find a deeper meaning and a deeper way to love the things that you love. And I think you'll never get bored that way. And I think that's with anything that you love. You always got to refresh it, keep it new. And that's what the purpose of this was, like to switch it up, like because I like to buy and hoard a lot of things, but this is going to be like a new pastime for me because I was really like just itching. Like I was really itching for something new. And it's just like, girl, you don't need nothing new. You just need some creativity. You need to put on your thinking hat. And I think for certain people, when just things are just readily available and you can just buy, we kind of start to lose some of our creativity. So that's what this was for me. It was just like getting back to my younger self, getting back to my creative self, getting back to my ghetto girl, younger girl self where you ain't really have it. And it's just like, well, I can't even really buy the thing. So what are we going to do? Like, take out some needle and thread, like figure it out, make something brand new. And I think and I know the most cultural and trendy and just savvy things and popular trends that happen is curated from a lot of black people. No shade, no tea. Like we have a wealth of creativity because we come from a lot of lack. So when you don't have a way, you make a way out of no way. So that's kind of like what the idea was for this, and just growth. We always want to be expanding our palette, expanding our wealth of knowledge, and that's what this is for me. So I feel like I'm going to probably do a few more DIY situations, and kind of make it a reoccurring thing of just new ways we can refresh our closet, because I ain't got the money or the time to waste, child. Like at this point, I'm not really inspired, so I'm making the inspiration. Like I'm being the change. I'm being the change that I want to see. If you're not seeing the things that you love, make the things that you love. And that's what this was really for. So I hope y'all really enjoyed my little DIY sitch. But I'm gonna try our sister Rita on. I'm gonna try her on so y'all can see how she look on. She look good. Like, don't come for her. Oh, y'all, I'm in love. Like, firstly, let's talk about the length of these sleeves. Like, I love a long length sleeve. I might just put like a little hole here so I could put my thumb through, because I love a thumb hole stitch. But this came out so good, y'all. Like, so much better than I thought that it ever would. And I really just love that. Like, usually, sometimes your ideas and execution falls flat, but this really exceeded expectations. Like, little spy coat, but like windbreaker slash bomber flight jacket stitch, and that red is just so vivid. And then we got like the texture, pond texture. Like, y'all, not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, I'm actually, like, I like this better than the initial coat, and I really thought I was gonna die to death about it, because I'm like, oh no, I don't want to get rid of this coat. So I'm so glad I had two things that I was hoarding, and I merged them. Like, super fabulous. But I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed sharing it with y'all. See y'all back here next Sunday. Love y'all. Mean it. Bye.